2 days of preparing, you think John and Brad getting a sense of how different this is going to be?
Yeah, I mean, we got to prepare them as much as we can as veterans and coaches that's been in this situation before and had them ready and prepared, game one.
What's up, C? How are you? What do you remember from your first postseason experience? Something you could.
I was in Orlando. We were playing against the Pistons. I believe we were 8th seed. They were the first seed or 7th, and we were the 7th or they were the 2nd, either or. And not being able to go to sleep, not being able to eat. I think it was an early Easter Sunday game, and performed well. I was nervous. I had a lot of butterflies, but I was performing well under reckless energy, nervous energy.
Now, is this you still get nervous? You still get anxious as long as you've been in the league? Or?
Me and Nene just had this conversation in the shower not too long ago, and not me. I know how this goes. I know after the jump ball, a couple hard fouls, couple no calls, guys yelling with emotion, fans in it. By the time the fourth quarter, everybody's back to playing regular season basketball, it seems like. But I know that first blow is crucial, whether you're making it or taking it. And if you can survive it and get some momentum, I think that's the key to any playoff series, starting from jump ball.
A lot of pundits are picking the Bulls here in this series. Are you guys aware of that, or is that?
Of course. I mean, if you look at the matchups and what teams are doing towards the end of regular season, everybody was kind of running from the Bulls, running from the Bulls. And I think everybody wanted Toronto. I mean, you look at what Brooklyn did in their strategy of matching up with Toronto because they didn't want to see the Bulls. The Bulls are playing the best basketball, I believe, after All-Star breakout any team in the Eastern Conference. And, they find a niche. But you have to see anybody, whether it's first round, second round, or in the conference finals. So you're going to have to see your opponent, whether it's now or later. So I like the now situation of, getting opponents out the way early.
Chicago is obviously a hard-nosed, tough team. In the playoffs, they might even be able to get away with a little bit more. So how do you guys approach what they do on the court?
I think hit first mentality, definitely. And that's with any team, whether it was the Bulls we're facing or anybody else. A hit first mentality and, let the rest make the decision. But I think setting the tone early, especially on the road, starting a playoff series on the road, you definitely don't want to be on your heels taking blows with the fans and the emotion of the players into the game. I mean, you get all that together, that's a mixture and a batch of poison that you don't want to face. So I think taking the first blow or making the first blow is definitely one of our strategies.
I'm sure you've been asked this before. You played in Chicago. You know what those fans are like. What do you expect that environment to be like?
It's going to be a hostile and energetic environment. With the blow of Derrick Rose the last 2 years and them coming up short of a couple goals that they feel like they needed to reach in the past. I mean, this is another chance to go at it to what they want to accomplish. And I know ultimately this team wants to win a championship. So I think these fans are used to a lot of those. And you will see them into the game and fighting for their team to win.
What Tibbs done with that team without Derrick and obviously Luau gone. I mean, I think even the casual basketball fan would say, hey, that's not a 4 seed this year.
I think Tibbs did a great job of letting Joakim Noah and putting the trust in Joakim Noah to run the offense through him. Me and Joe talked plenty of times, and I felt that he was mature enough to accept that role and to step up. And all he needed was a trust in his teammates and the coach to really be able to facilitate what was going on offensively out there. He always possessed the skills of passing the ball and kind of showed glimpses of a player that you could run the offense through when I was there even. But now it's starting to work, and I think Tibbs having that trust in Joakim really turned things around.
Coming off the bench, probably good chance they'll be up against Taj Gibson. What's the challenge against a guy who might be the sixth man of the year?
Taj does a great job. I mean, I think he's playing just as good as Boozer and Joakim. If you look at his numbers, defensively out there, he causes havoc. I mean, he he could guard all 5 positions. It seems like, especially on a 1 to 5 and 1 to 4 pick and rolls. I mean, he's out there sliding his feet against the best point guards in our league. So Taj is definitely a problem out there, and he's definitely going to have to match his intensity. And like I said, he's playing just as good as basketball as the other 2 guys.
You and Kirk Heinrich, former Jayhawks, bounced around the league. Now here you are facing off against each other in the first round of the series. You know, what's that like? Have we talked to him? And
you know, we're getting old. I think we got used to seeing this type of stuff, whether it's us in Kansas playing together or playing together with the Bulls. This is a little different now, being on different teams and facing each other in the playoffs. So it's a little incentive behind closed doors, and me and Kirk, you know, still had a competitive nature of going at each other. So yeah, we will talk some mess behind closed doors at each other.
so your biggest booster online seems to be Aaron Rodgers, number 12 with the Packers. I
Yeah.
saw something today that he tweeted out a jersey that you sent him.
Definitely.
Talk about that relationship with you.
I mean, he's been one of my biggest supporters once I got to Milwaukee, and he's come to a lot of our games and watched our games. And you know, slowly but surely, he started telling me, "Hey, man, I'm playing a lot with you on the video game 2K12 at the time, or 2K11. Hopefully, you can put those same numbers up in real life." And I kind of came close to those numbers. And then, you know, it was a joy for him to watch, and I became, I guess, his favorite player on the Bucks. So he's always come and represent us for a side, and just talk to me after the game, you know, text me after the game, good job, and it just kind of escalated from there.
Thank you, guys.